products do I use to repair the many blisters in the white coating, which appears to be plastic, on my liner pool steps?
So there is no product currently available that I know of to address blisters. Let me explain what those blisters are. So the final surface of your pool step is like an acrylic. But underneath that acrylic plastic is layers of fiberglass which build the strength. And what happens with fiberglass is when you layered it on, you have a really caustic, strong chemical mixed into the fiber of the material, and then another layer goes on in a different direction. You're trying to create this tensile strength so that this thing doesn't move and crack and break. And what oftentimes happens is you get a blister and a bubble between those finishes. And over time, the gases, because this thing is continually off-gassing as these chemicals are exhausting themselves and curing themselves, and you'll get blisters, and it'll start to pull itself apart like that. And next thing you know, you have a bubble in the plastic. The final plastic finish, that acrylic surface, is just a thin layer, so it has no strength. Underneath it, if something moves, it's going to move, and that's what happens is you get those bubbles. Unless you're going to completely renovate the step and puncture those blisters, try to get them to lay back down. The only way to really get them laid back down would be some type of an epoxy and a press, is then to refinish the surface of the step itself. When we resurface a fiberglass pool, we have that happen on occasion, that as the pool is sitting and drying, because to resurface it, we have to dry it all the way. You start gaining those blisters, and those bubbles start happening just from the heat of the sun, heating the surface and the gas that's trapped between the layers, and next thing you have bubbles. And we have to literally drain those bubbles, try to bring them back to smooth, and then we do this eco finish over the top of it. But if you're just doing a step yourself, I would almost live with the bubbles and just understand there's something going on behind there. There's a pressure, and oftentimes when we puncture one of those bubbles, a fluid comes out, and it looks like water, but it smells really bad. It smells like a strong chemical smell. So it's not water. It may have some water mixed into it, but it's a strong chemical that was used in the manufacture of the step itself. What I would do is I would leave them. I mean, after all of that, the simple answer is just leave them.